Hey everyone, Steven from Straight Fire Picks. We got best bets for NFL Week 3, Sunday Night Football between the San Francisco 49ers and the Denver Broncos on Sunday, September 25th, 2022. We're going to have NFL player props, over-unders, money lines, spreads here for you today. We're going to have 3 picks and a same-game parlay that I think are great value bets for the Sunday Night Football game between the 49ers and the Broncos. As always, just want to thank you all for your continued support here on the channel. If you're new to the channel here today, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We are on the road to 7,000 subscribers. Reminder here at the channel, guys, that we are partnered with Prize Picks, so be sure to use our code SFP for a 100% deposit match and your first deposit up to $100 on Prize Picks. You can also use one of our links that we have down below in the comment section and in the description. Really is a great app, guys. It specializes in player props and things of that nature. You can put multiple picks into an entry to win a lot of money. Really is a lot of fun to use. Like I said, use our code SFP for that 100% deposit match up to $100, or one of our links that we have down below in the comment section and in the description. Be sure to also check out our community Discord page as well. Great place to connect with our community and to get new ideas for bets. We'll also have a link in the comment section and in the description for that. Be sure to also drop your favorite pick down below in the comment section. If you like your pick included in our comment capper section, just be sure to put a star or an asterisk next to your pick. And we'll include your pick in the video if it hits. Okay, now it's time for a shout out to our Straight Fire MVPs. So as always, guys, you see this beautiful list here running beside me of all of our Straight Fire MVPs. If you're interested in becoming a Straight Fire MVP, there's a join button down below. We'll also have a link in the comment section and the description for that. It's just $3.99 per month. It's a great way to support the channel and what we do here at the channel. You get access to our picks early, so whenever I'm done with the research, I post them up in our community tab for our Straight Fire MVPs. You also get a badge next to your name, some custom emojis, roll color in the Discord, and shout outs in our videos. And like I said, it's just a great way to support the channel and what we do here at the channel. Like I said, check out the join button or the links that we have down below for that. Okay, now results from the previous episodes. So this is from Thursday Night Football between the Browns and the Steelers. It was not one of our better episodes. We ended up going 1-2. We did cash the Jacoby Brissett under 32.5, longest completion. He cashed it right on the hook at 32. So for all of you that had this at 31.5, you know, it's just the way it works. I'm sorry about that. You know, it does happen. I saw the line move later in the day, so I'm hoping you guys got it at 32.5. We did miss our other 2 picks as well. Najee Harris over 17.5 receiving yards. 3 catches, but just 9 yards. He had 2 for 13, and he lost 4 on a catch. So, you know, kind of unfortunate. When I saw the 3rd catch, I was like, oh, this is it. And then he got tackled for a 4-yard loss. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. But what can you do about that? And then we missed on the Steelers minus 4.5 spread. Just a really nasty ending to that game. You know, Steelers had the lead at halftime when we took the first half spread. They played a good first half and really just couldn't get it going in the second half. As far as our comment cappers go, we had a couple of good calls. So we had Lip Picks calling the Cleveland Browns minus 4 spread. They did cover. And Travis Hortman calling the Amari Cooper anytime touchdown. So great calls there from our comment cappers. We're going to get back after today, guys. We're going to get this 3-0 sweep and hopefully cash this same game parlay as well. We're going to have some fun here today on Sunday Night Football. So let's get right into our picks here. At number 1, we are going with the San Francisco 49ers minus 1.5 spread here versus the Broncos. Minus 107 odds here on PointsBet. So, guys, we got Jimmy Garoppolo taking over now as the starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. And I just think this offense is going to run so much more smoothly. And it's not really as much a thing against Trey Lance. It's more like, you know, Jimmy G's been here a long time. They've had a lot of success with him under center. He's taken them to a Super Bowl. He's very capable of running this offense. You know, looking for them to be a little bit more aggressive actually in the pass game. I think they're hoping that the 49ers give him that trust, the coaches. And he showed he was capable last week. He filled in, he played great, led the 49ers to a big 27-7 win over the Seahawks. I think he's very capable of leading this team and having a great game. So I'm looking for the 49ers here. Right now, I think they're going to have a little bit more team chemistry. They're going to rally around Jimmy G. And right now, you know, Broncos struggling a little bit with their chemistry. Nathaniel Hackett, Russell Wilson, you know, you saw it in the media. They're not on the same page. Hackett admitted to that. So, you know, I think eventually maybe they will get on the same page. But as for right now, it hasn't looked great as far as the Denver offense. Just 16 points per game, which is 24th right now in the NFL. 49ers 21st in the NFL in points, but a little bit misleading. Like I said, new quarterback under center. They looked much better last week than they did in week number 1. So definitely misleading there for the 49ers. I think their offense will be ready to go here. They do have injuries at the running back position, but Jeff Wilson very capable of getting it done there. As far as the defenses go, these are 2 great defenses, honestly. 49ers first in yards allowed, 4th in points allowed. The Broncos 3rd in yards allowed. third in points allowed. So both these defenses comparable. Actually, look at the narratives for both these teams. Very similar. Outside of the quarterback position, I think right now. I think you got to give the edge right now to the 49ers with the experience that they have at quarterback with Jimmy G. Obviously, Russell Wilson's a great quarterback as well, but right now, Jimmy G's in his offensive system. He's very familiar with what he's going to do, knows how to run the offense. Right now, Russell Wilson, like I said, Nathaniel Hackett's struggling to get on pace. If the Broncos play anything like they did last week against the Texans, I think they get blown out. I don't know if they'll play that bad, but I think, like I said, you got to give a big edge here to the 49ers. But the narratives are very similar for both these teams. Great defenses, veteran quarterbacks. So, obviously, we'll see what happens, but I do get the 49ers taking this one. Actually, more of a solid road team, too. Since 2000 and... I wrote 2011. Since 2021, beginning of last year, 49ers are 8-5 against the spread on the road. Actually, a pretty solid road team. They travel pretty well. Jimmy G's numbers are actually better on the road as well. If you look at his quarterback rate going back all the way to 2019, quarterback rate's higher every single year on the road, which is very significant. You look at his numbers overall, his completion percentage, stuff like that. He performs a little bit better on the road. So I like seeing that, obviously. Last year, I think we remember the 49ers were on quite a losing streak at home. They were winning more games on the road. So I actually trust them a little bit more on the road. I think Jimmy G will play well. Look for a 49ers win here on Sunday Night Football. Love it there for a number one pick. San Francisco 49ers -1.5 spread here versus the Broncos. -107 odds on PointsBet. Okay, and at number 2, we're going with Deebo Samuel. Anytime touchdown here for the San Francisco 49ers. +120 odds on DraftKings. This is pretty straightforward, guys. I mean, anytime touchdowns are kind of a little gimmicky, but I do like the value on this one. Deebo has a knack for finding the end zone. He's got a touchdown in 14 out of his last 21 games overall. Most of those games, obviously, with Jimmy Garoppolo. He's featured now in both the passing and the running game. He's featured a lot more in the running game now. So I like his odds really at sniffing the goal line. He's a physical guy. He can get the physical yards. I think he can get the yards down near the goal line. So really like the odds of him finding the end zone. He's got a touchdown in 6 out of his last 8 road games as well. And with Jimmy Garoppolo back under center, I actually like this a lot more now. I think he'll have better opportunities in the passing game with Garoppolo under center. He'll still get his carries. In fact, he might even get more of that too because Garoppolo really can't run, so they got to have someone else compensate for the running game. I think Deebo's a great candidate here. And the Broncos still have run defense concerns. If you guys remember back to last year, Broncos had a lot of problems with the run defense. They haven't been terrible this year yet, but they're still allowing yards per carry. They're still allowing 4.2 yards per carry, so you can still run on them. I think Deebo could still run it between the tackles or on end rounds, but also, obviously, in the pass game, he's a very physical guy, which I like to see that. And, really, if you look at it here for the Broncos, they haven't been tested, right? They've played the Seahawks and the Texans, two kind of woeful offensive teams, at least coming into the season. So, definitely a bigger test here, really, for both these defenses. It should be an interesting game to see how many points are scored. I think, like I said, I think Deebo will find the end zone here. So, low there for our number 2 pick. We're going Deebo Samuel, anytime touchdown score here for the 49ers, +120 odds on DraftKings. Okay, and finally at number 3, we're rolling with Russell Wilson. Over 235.5 passing yards here for the Denver Broncos, -114 odds here on FanDuel. So, guys, obviously, I got the 49ers here covering the spread, so my thought on this game is that the Broncos should and could be playing from behind for a lot of this game. I really do believe that. I think the 49ers could get out to the lead here, which could lead to the Broncos having to abandon the run game in the second half, and you could see Wilson really light it up. And honestly, Wilson, the one thing he does do, when he hits a completion, he's got one of the higher, completion yards per, passing yards per completion. He's one of the higher ones in the NFL right now. 3rd in the NFL in passing yards per completion. Now, he was just 14 out of 31 last week. But they got some game breakers here on the Broncos. Obviously, Jerry Jeudy, after the catch, the things that he could do. He's got Cortland Sutton. He's got a couple of running backs that can run it as well. Javonte Williams, great in the screen game, as well as Melvin Gordon. So they got weapons that can get it done. And really, if you look at the 49ers defense as far as a pass defense, Geno Smith was actually pretty efficient last week. He was 24 out of 30, which is good for 83% completions with 197 yards. And for Geno, that's really not that bad. So if you're comparing kind of the talent here, I think Russell could have a little bit of a bigger game here. I think the 49ers defense will be able to stop the run with Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon. They're second best so far versus the run. And that's really where they've been tested the most. teams are running the football right now against the 49ers. They had to. In week number 1 with Justin Fields and the Bears, obviously they run the football a lot. Justin Fields doesn't throw the ball a lot. And obviously there's a complete torrential downpour. So now you can see a lot of passing yards anyway. And obviously last week with the Texans, same type of business there with Davis Mills and company. So obviously Davis Mills and company, Geno Smith and company. They want to run the ball with Rashad Penny, and the guys that they have, and they still have pretty good. As far as the yards per carry go, they still had some success. Penny still had some success, but Geno was still able to throw for 200 yards. I know his 49ers defense is pretty good overall. But I do think, Russell Wilson's going to have a great shot to go over. I like the game narrative of them trailing, to be honest with you, and the fact that, I think that's the one spot in this team that you got to take advantage. The secondary is ranked 16th on ProFootballFocus.com coming into the season. So I do have a little bit of questions in the secondary. Their defense is obviously pretty good, and like I said, we saw what Geno was able to do last week. So I do like it there for our number 3 pick. We're going Russell Wilson. Over 235.5 passing yards here for the Denver Broncos. Minus 114 odds on FanDuel. Okay, guys, now it's time for us to make way for the same game parlay. So I really do like this one, guys. We're going for some value here. Going 1/10 of a unit officially on it. That's what I'm going to put on it here. Feel free to play this as you may, but that's how it'll count against the record as far as in units played. But we got Jared Jeudy, anytime touchdown score. That's plus 200 on its own. Like I said, I like the game-breaking ability that he has. Him and Wilson have had a few nice connections here early on in the season. Russell Wilson, the one thing he's known for is he could hit the deep ball. And Jared Jeudy is a great candidate for that. So I like him to get in the end zone. Deebo Samuel already, mentioned why we like him anytime touchdown. Obviously, he's featured a lot in the running and the passing game. Deebo Samuel over 58.5 receiving yards. I love this as well. Like I said, with Jimmy Garoppolo back under center, I think you'll see his receiving yards go back up to where we're expecting him to be, right? Last year he was very dominant, really on both sides, really running and receiving. So looking for him to have a good game here in the passing game. And then Jared Jeudy over 68.5 receiving yards. Just what we touched on there with the anytime touchdown. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for a deep touchdown that'll get both of those legs. So I like how this all kind of goes together. I love the value on it for plus 13.17 here on the odds. 10 Wednesday over $130. So love it there, guys, for our same game parlay. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for our picks. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We are on the road to 7,000 subscribers. Guys, I appreciate all of your support to the channel. You guys absolutely rock. Check out all of our social media links. Check out our Prize Picks link, our Straight Fire MVP program if you guys are interested in any of those things. Just wanted to say that I do appreciate all of you guys. We didn't have our best episode on Thursday night. We're still on a great run, though, in primetime football games. We're 13-5 in our last 6 games on primetime. So hopefully we keep a nice run here going, get back on track after that Thursday night game. It was just a nasty football game, guys. A really tough game to bet, too, to be honest with you. It's just one of those things, we live and learn. Really hard to trust the Steelers going forward. But like I said, you live and you learn. We're going to bounce back here on Sunday night. Hope you guys cash your bets as well. Let me know what you're playing in the comments. Other than that, that's going to do it for me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we will catch you next time. Peace out.